aggressive rifling, a hype team failing and more. This match had it all. ENCE coming into the major had a lot of hype, so what happened? One answer, BIGUZERA. Going into this round, ENCE has gotten 4 AKs, while Pain has gotten a FAMAS, an AWP and 3 M4s. ENCE starts the round early with a lot of utility being used, with these 2 flashes outside, a Molotov top of hot, Molotov inside of A main, a door smoke and a smoke wall outside. So counting this up, we are seeing ENCE use 3 smokes, 2 Molotovs and 2 flashes in the early stages of the round. And on Nuke, the early game is key. It's where you can be able to win outside control or lobby and hot control. And for ENCE, this is key in their game plan, as there are 3 players outside, 1 in main and then the last players in spawn using utility. Pain on the other hand are going for a setup with 2 players in ramp, going for a smoke early to make sure ENCE can't push ramp or get any info from ramp. Then they have 2 players on A site, and here they will meet the utility with utility themselves, and then 1 outside who will be forced away by the smokes from ENCE. The way Pain are set up in ramp with 2 players are not ideal, since with this smoke and all the utility ENCE uses to take outside in lobby, makes the ramp player quite useless since there are 2. And here they will boost 1 player up and then have 1 player running down to B site to hold it for his team. And by just looking at it, Pain has a very solid setup right now. ENCE uses the cross smokes to have 3 players going down to secret before the smoke fades. And I love this setup from ENCE. As soon as they get secret control, they want to force a rotation from Pain. And they do this by using a Molotov towards the double door to force this player away, and hopefully he will call for help. And for this to work, they keep Glaive outside to hide and hold for any rotations from outside, and then they keep Kyler as the lurker in lobby to kill any players pushing him, or for him to take ramp control later on. But here's the issue, with 2 lurkers so split up, they need to hold more than they can, and when ENCE tries to force Pain to rotate, well, Pain does the opposite, but rather pushing into lobby to win control of it, so they are not met by a full-on fake. And here Kyler, who now is towards ramp, is found and dealt with. This forces ENCE to try to get B, and by now, Pain is ready, and here they have this odd setup on top of the dildo holding double and single and 1 in ramp. This allows BIGUZERA in his odd position to find 1 kill, and a Dia in the window can't do much. And here is mowed down, all since Pain found the lobby lurker and acted fast on this.
This is the next follow-up play. Nobody rotated downstairs. They took over lobby, and they find Kyler. And you mentioned the solo player, BIGUZERA, up on top. Look at that smoke in the window. It's really disjointed this hit, and this is in complete control of Pain. ENCE have no access to this site. Glaive does his best with 1 kill, but everyone's here because they got the information in lobby, and Pain Gaming execute that information play perfectly.
This video is mainly about Pain, but let's highlight this amazing hold from ENCE when they won site control. It's 30 seconds left and ENCE were in a 2v3. Not ideal, but they've gotten full on B site control, with Pain having 2 players in ramp and then 1 on A still. And here we can see the cracks in the retake. Pain wants to smoke themselves out of ramp, but misses the smoke and it blocks them from going out on the left side of ramp. And this allows ENCE to only Molotov the right side to get the plant and get better post-plant spots, and this is crucial when you can see ENCE has no utility other than that Molotov, so this failed smoke actually saved ENCE and the plant. And this smoke and Molotov in ramp buys ENCE some time to reposition, and here we can see Kyler goes to control room since the bomb is planted, while Dia stays back site on top of the ledge, and this is a great setup. This allows Dia to take the first contact and force Pain to focus him and not Kyler from control room. Dia tries to find 1 kill and here whiffs and is found, but it's an open plant. And since Pain has no idea of what have been happening on site, they need to check everything, and this is the issue. And what Kyler can abuse. Not only that, but when Pain goes for the retake, well, the time is low already. Kyler only has to get the first player off and he has won this. Kyler finds the first kill since Pain are not clearing him due to just trying to start the defuse. And here we'll be able to find 1 more kill since it's like Pain forgets who will defuse, and Kyler wins a 1v3.
Quite know yet, but they're gonna find out in a nasty way. That's a good headshot on NQC. That bomb is really ticking quite far. They need to go on that defuse here. Another good kill. He misses the off shot, and I think that's enough. That should be the round 1. Kyler, absolutely brilliantly played.
This is an odd round. ENCE are going into this round with 3 SMGs, 1 AK and 1 Galil. But why? They won the last round, right? Yes, they did. But only having 1 player left in a poor economy is never ideal. And this has forced them on a lower buy and a scary round, since by losing this they will have to save. But looking over on the other team in Pain, they have an even worse buy with 2 SMGs, 1 pistol, 1 M4 and 1 AWP, and for them they are in the same situation, where if they lose they will be on a save for the next round. And a round like that is what turns the game around for whatever teams win it. ENCE are going for a Molotov hot, like this, and then a Molotov for main and some utility outside, like a cross smokes and a Molotov behind red to make sure no players can hide there. And then they are set up with 2 players in spawn using utility, 2 outside to take control of it, and 1 in lobby. Pain are going for some utility outside and towards door, since with a worse buy, Pain do not want to be ran down. So here they Molotov outside, Molotov door, and set up with 3 on A, 1 in main and 1 in ramp. Pain's goal is to force ENCE to overstep into the AWP that is in ramp. And hopefully this will force ENCE back to A, where Pain are set up for this with many off angles to force ENCE to work for the A side take. BIGUZERA goes down the vent after waits for ENCE to stop spamming, since here after ENCE throws the A main smoke, him on A side is not too useful, and he can have way more impact towards vent and secret. But ENCE has failed this smoke, and this gives Lux a massive advantage, since ENCE needs this smoke to land for the outside take, since ENCE has smoked off garage and credit, so now ENCE has to fight for main control. And here's the issue. When this fails, ENCE needs to watch out for main and secret, while if the smoke has hit the correct spot, they would only need to focus secret, and a perfect duo push allows Lux to peek out of main and take the attention of ENCE, and then Pain will have BIGUZERA from secret coming behind and finding 2 kills with a 5-7. And BIGUZERA can stay alive and ENCE are now on the back foot. With all of this is happening, Pain's AWPer is taking full ramp control, since ENCE has 3 players left and 2 of them has been seen on B. And with BIGUZERA giving away the positions like control room and door control, the AWPer needs to get away from ramp. And here he pushes in towards lobby and finds the lurker, and ENCE are down to a 2v4. And here ENCE are ran over and Pain takes a crucial round.
In the mini garage, they gotta be real careful about BIGUZERA. Oh, good timing. Good timing on the peek from Mini, distracts them away and allows BIGUZERA to clean up 1 and grab another headshot.
Nice way to think about it. NQC, good shot on the glaive.
Site.
Yeah.
You know, Pain's like, yeah, go for the plant, but you can go nowhere after the fact, and just look at the struggle it is to find some form of safety.
ENCE saved the last round completely to be able to buy into this round. So this is a key round. Like, look at the money. ENCE are buying down to their last pennies, while Pain has with the lead been able to build a massive bank. Not ideal with 3 more rounds left after this. ENCE are going for the default of breaking the door and Molotoving main and some outside utility, and have set up with 3 players in lobby where 1 will hold the hot push, 1 getting fast out towards ramp, and 1 holding the door. Then they have 1 player outside as the lurker and 1 is spawning using utility. While Pain are going for 2 in ramp, 1 to hold and 1 to go towards B. And secret, 1 outside and 1 in main. 1 in main and then the last player in heaven. But here it's always fun seeing when 2 teams in the same round want to switch it up. With Pain sending 1 player early to push the broken door on A, while ENCE are going for a fast play towards ramp to try to abuse the fact that Pain only have 1 player holding. And here the door push from Pain is shut down, rather fast from ENCE. While the ramp rush from ENCE is stopped completely, since Pain is able to smoke off ramp before the ENCE player is able to get out. But quickly Pain has gotten full outside control with BIGUZERA in secret and the open garage, while ENCE are kind of giving outside away to rather focus on a side take. But ENCE is dragging this out, using some outside smokes as a fake before the execute kicks in, and here they will send 4 players out of the door using some utility and then take site. And here we are seeing some trades, but after Nism overpeaked solo trying to find the equalizer, it's BIGUZERA left in a 1v3. And ENCE, as we saw, won a 1v3 earlier, so can he return the favor? All ENCE players are low, so it's a possibility. As well as from heaven, you can easily make some fights into 1v1s. ENCE plays the 1v3 in the worst way possible, allowing BIGUZERA 3 1v1s in the open, and he takes the round.
Timing, I think, between the last 2 players of Pain here, but 9 seconds left. The bomb finally getting planted. BIGUZERA, nice headshot. And now it's just Glaive right down below. 1 good wide swing and he might be able to do it, but now I think Glaive might have a bit of an advantage. He does spot him out. He's still alive and he gets the headshot. BIGUZERA.
Pain are now on the T side and they are on match point. So how will they convert this round? Pain quickly goes for 3 smokes outside and some utility, while ENCE meets this with a deep Molotov outside and some utility as well. ENCE are going 2 players ramp, going for early ramp control, 2 on A side and 1 outside towards garage, while Pain are sending 1 outside, 1 in spawn and 3 towards lobby. Here Pain's player on the best spawn will nade the door before rushing ramp to take control of it. And here is where the action will start. Player who's pushing ramp will get smoked off, but ENCE has a play. They will smoke and then nade it right after, and this allows Nism to find 1 kill before he dies, but Glaive, who were able to trade his teammate, is only 3 HP left, so not successful at all. And the spacing of ENCE was just bad and uncoordinated here. But on the outside smokes, BIGUZERA has been able to get secret rather fast, and quickly Pain has changed from the heavy lobby setup to only having 1 player in lobby and 2 more players coming outside to help BIGUZERA. BIGUZERA is allowed to take full secret control and vent control, and this opens a whole map for Pain. They can do so many plays to win this match, so how will they do it? Well, it starts with Hades, overpeaking trying to win back secret. And this is what glaive wanted to do in the round we analyzed, but here you can see how strong this red container position is in late round. And here Pain goes for the A take, and that is the last nail in the coffin, and ENCE can't retake, and Pain wins the match to go 2-1 and 1 win away from the next stage in the major.
At least one more time, and it's not going to be possible. It's actually Lux shooting him in the back, and they're making their way on. They're going to get the bomb planted here.
Map's over, Anders.
Ooh, it does feel that way. Glaive goes down. Diha on his own. He's going to go dropped by BIGUZERA. The absolutely just impossible to beat champion of Nuke.
I had to end this video by looking over BIGUZERA and highlight how well he is moving around on the CT side, where he ended up with a 2.35 rating and 20 kills to 3 deaths. Well, let's start with clutches. In a game that is this one-sided, you might not think clutches matters too much, since Pain still had a massive lead, but let's look deeper into these clutches he pulled off. In round 9, he pulled off an amazing 1v3 versus 3 low ENCE players, and why did this clutch matter? Well, ENCE are on low money. While this is the round that will ensure if Pain wins it, that they will have money for the rest of the half, as well as how perfect he played the 1v3, finding solo fights on all 3 players, and making sure he's above everyone in heaven constantly. So it's easier for him to headshot, while ENCE has to shoot him in the lower body and feet to kill him. Then the round after, BIGUZERA pulls off a miracle of a clutch. And again, it's all about the economy for ENCE. ENCE still has no money, but a win and 2 players alive could be the turning point, where they will get a 3rd round, and that could fast snowball into a 5th round. And now a 7-2 scoreline. With this in mind, is not that shabby. So here BIGUZERA has to win this clutch, to cement the lead and half for Pain. And here Glaive peeks out to find 1 kill. And you can see that after this kill, Glaive does not overstep into BIGUZERA, who is jumping on the roof, something that allows him to be unseen. Very unfortunate for Glaive, who just missed him completely. And here in a 1v2, he goes for a Batman peek and jumps down and finds both ENCE players holding the same spot. Next is CT aggression, with how he is positioning himself. He, like many good players, makes sure he is hard to read. Some rounds he will be in heaven, other in main, and then here and there he will go down to secret and hold from there. And this is key when you play in matchmaking of races versus a player that is amazing on A site. Well, to counter this, just switch sites and you will render him useless. While BIGUZERA makes sure you can't do that here, by always being around the map and impossible to read. And this pays off. In round 3 he will be outside to take control of it, and then the round after he will start in ramp and go down to secret. 2 different ways of getting to the same spot. And this is what makes him so hard to read. While then, starting on A, he realizes he can have more impact towards vents, and walks down to get secret. These are all the small things he does to take map control and be unpredictable for his team, as well as sometimes even pushing door to try to play on what ENCE are used to see from him and flip it around. Last part is how he's abusing ENCE weak setups. Well, first, what are weak setups? Well, it's a setup with holes in it, but it's only weak if you can find the holes in the right time. And round 6 is a perfect example of this. ENCE setup should be strong, but they miss the A main smoke, and this creates a massive weakness and a hole Pain and BIGUZERA can abuse. And they do this by having the A main player peek out of main to grab ENCE's attention, and then BIGUZERA with a 5-7 can walk by and get 2 kills and fall back with a pistol. A massive weakness from ENCE and a masterclass in understanding how to abuse that. Or in round 4 he goes up here to play around the execute by ENCE. Since ENCE are in a man down situation, he has no need to play any default angles, since ENCE will check that first, and goes up here and finds 2 kills since ENCE can't clear him from here. ENCE only have BO3s left, and I think this will be their way of getting to the next stage of the major, since they are the better team and just had a rough start. For Pain, I hope they make it to the major. Even though I put them to go 0-3, my bad. Thanks for watching, and I have 2 videos you told me would like. Bye.